You're live.
Hi, folks. Thanks for joining us.
All right, let's
Sorry we're
see
a
if
little
that
late.
works.
We had some technical difficulties here. So please, if you have any questions, reach out. But I'm here to talk about trendy kitchens and timeless designs for kitchens. So, what is trendy? Hey, trendy is something that's current, modern. Sometimes that reflects on new products that are out there, or something that is a certain color that everybody likes, or a combination. So there's a variety of different products or design aesthetics that are trending now. And some of those are simple, easy things that you can do to your home. But remember, when you do trending, you're also dating your kitchen. So when you do trendy, you can actually walk into someone's house and say, yeah, this house is from the 80s, from the laminate cabinetry, perhaps the laminate countertops. It really says it's dated. So keep that in mind when you're doing your home. What is current, what is going to be long lasting. And I'd like to list some items that are currently trending now. So you've seen a lot of the open shelves, or sometimes people refer them as floating shelves. And what's with those is they're basically shelves that look like they're floating on the wall. I did those about 10 years ago, and they were just now starting to come into people's homes, their interiors, and they were really big. And you still see them now. Matter of fact, I'm inspecting a couple of designs that I'm doing right now. We're doing the floating shelves, because what's nice about the floating shelves, it doesn't add volume to your kitchen. What it does is basically gives you storage, but not heavy storage, and it gives you a unique look. Another thing right now is currently a big thing is um, having a colorful island with a lot of punch. You don't have to have your island match your cabinetry. You can do a really pretty blue, or the navies are really big, or the grays. Those are really hot right now. Those are trending. People really like those. It breaks it up so you don't have all that matching and overload of one color. Um, Another look that's really a lot of people like right now is the modern rustic. And you think, rustic? What? Modern rustic is basically taking like old aged wood or reclaimed lumber, and they might do cabinetry out of it. They may put it on their ceilings. They just have that aged look to it, and that's really big. And what's nice about that, it gives you a lot of texture in your space. It gives you a lot of interest. Now, keep in mind, something like that, especially if it's truly reclaimed, you want to make sure you seal it, because those are great dust collectors. Or you're cooking and you're near a stove, that grease likes to soak into that wood. So those are a couple of items. Another big thing now, and you'll see more of it, is wallpaper. Yeah, wallpaper. It's not your grandma's wallpaper, but wallpaper. What's great about that, again, it's not like tile, where you have to do a lot of prepping of your walls for tile. It's just simple paper that you can put on your walls, put them on your ceiling. Adds a lot of texture, movement. It can give you interest. Also, you can put it behind your stove. Just make sure you put a little piece of plexiglass behind it to protect it. Again, grease and splatters on there. But wallpaper is really fun, and that's trendy right now. And again, it's not your grandma's wallpaper. It's not cute little flowers. It's very bold and bright. They even have wallpaper that looks like tile, or even perhaps removable wallpaper that you can peel off, especially if you're a renter and you don't know how long you're going to be there, but you want some interest. Do some of the peel and stick wallpaper, and that's always fun too. Another big thing is mixing metals. So just because you have, let's say, a chrome faucet, put some black knobs on your door fronts, or your lights. You can put brass, or the stainless steel, or brushed nickel. You can change your metals, you can mix them up. You don't always have to be matching everything. And again, it gives you interest. You might find a light that you just love and it happens to be in gold. Who cares? You know, it's your kitchen. So that's another trend now that's really becoming popular because there's so many options. Another big thing right now is two-tone cabinets. So your uppers in one color and your lowers and your base cabinets are another. For example, right now we're doing a kitchen here at Amber Valley Construction where we're doing white cabinets for the walls and a really pretty gray on the base, and their island's going to be a blue. How fun is that, right? And that way, again, it's not all one color. It gives you interest. It gives you character to give you a little excitement there, you know? Another thing is also talk about color appliances. Yeah, color appliances. You don't have to go with a stainless steel. Why not a really cool mint green refrigerator, especially if you live in an older home, like say for the 50 or retro look. That's fun. Or what's really big is black, big black ranges with gold knobs. Ooh, a little glam there, you know. Those are really big. And again, it's actually kind of timeless, you know. There is a lot of really nice trends that are happening that are really kind of going with the flow of everything. Again, what's really big right now is hoods, your metal hoods of your stove, big hoods that have a lot of brackets or knobs along the top, bolts kind of look like they've been bolted in. Those are really big. They give a really good focal point to your room, especially if you have a beautiful range that you want to show off. Why not top it off with something nice? Another really big thing is flooring. Bold, fun, exciting flooring. You don't have to have wood. You don't have to have vinyl. You don't have to have tile. They're just all the same. Get a bold print on your tile. Those are really fun. Those have a lot of excitement to them. They give you a lot of color that you might want to keep your rest of the room neutral. They give some interest. It's a really fun way to go. Another exciting trend is coming up that gives it a little excitement is banquette seating. So you have a kitchen and it's an eat-in kitchen, but you don't have a lot of room perhaps, or you need some extra storage. Put a banquette seating. It's like a bench, and then you put your dining table up against it, and then you have some chairs. So it's like a built-in seat basically. But what's nice about that is you can lift it up afterward underneath it, and you can use storage. A great place to put the kids' boots or put the dog food. It's a nice little extra storage, and you can put a really pretty upholstered seat to it, seat cover, so it's comfortable instead of the typical kitchen tables with a wood seat. And again, if you put it up against a wall, it doesn't take as much room. So if you do have a smaller eat-in kitchen, this gives you some space-saving area. So that kind of gives you what's currently trending. There's a lot of things out there, and again, what's trending plays off of what people see on TV or your home flippers. Like subway tiles have been big. One reason subway tiles became really big is because they're inexpensive. And you start seeing people flipping their homes and they want a tile instead of that typical laminate that ran along the back. Well, what's nice about that is they were inexpensive, and you could run it in a subway, what they call subway tiles from New York. They could run it along the back and gave it a higher end look without being expensive. So everybody thought, oh, that's a great look. But again, it was a great way to save some money and not spend a lot. So what I would say timeless, and again, timeless is something that's going to stay around for a long time. It's something that doesn't come and go. You go into a home, you can automatically feel like that kitchen is current or it's from the past. It doesn't go out of style. And some of the things that are timeless are really easy, simple things. Natural cabinets. So cabinets that are in the natural wood tones. Those are actually coming back in style. They're trending. So the tiles, or excuse me, the natural wood cabinetry that is starting to see. You'll see like maybe that white kitchen, but you'll see the island in the natural wood, and then you see the pantry in the natural wood. So they're breaking it up, having a variety in their kitchen. Another thing is glass fronts. So as you can see above, we have glass fronts, and you see the wood in the back. For those that might not want the floating shelves, a great way to be able to display items would be, say, the glass fronts. With floating shelves, some people are finding this. The floating shelves are great for things that you need quickly, your kitchenware, maybe your wine glasses, but you always have to make sure it looks good. Also, dust. A lot of people, and I hear this, oh no, I don't want floating shelves because you have to dust them. Well, if you do cabinets with glass fronts, you don't have to worry about that. You can display permanent items or things that you use on a regular basis, but you're not always switching them out so much. But it protects from dust. It also protects from any food spilling into it. It's a great way to display your items, especially if you have a certain chinaware that you want to show off, or you might have special glasses that you just love. It's a great way to show them off. And also, if you could put lights in there, it illuminates the kitchenware nicely. So that's something to think about. And again, it's timeless, but it's actually starting to show up, as you could that I talked about earlier. Some other items that are timeless that, again, it's a good investment. You're not wasting your money. Someone's not going to come into your home and think it's dated. Is doing some items like shaker style cabinetry. The cabinets behind me have a shaker look. They also are very simple molding around it. So it's basically a framed out door. It never goes out of style. Most people ask for shaker because it doesn't go out of style. It's simple. It doesn't have heavy routing in the door panels. It's not recessed. We're again a dust collector with a lot of beading work around it. Shakers are really simple, but they go in any home you want. Any home, a very modern home to a very elegant room. So shakers are always good, never go out of style, timeless. Another thing that is always good, and we talked about this earlier, was wallpaper, like for your ceiling. And your ceiling is considered a fifth wall. So you think, what? Ceiling? Why not? Decorate your ceiling. It's always a great way. And you don't have to do just wallpaper, like I mentioned. You can do tongue and groove. That's actually becoming a big thing now in trending, doing a lot tongue and groove paneling up above. You can stay in different colors. It gives you character. Again, it gives you texture. It's also a great way to hide like an old leak from above if you live in an older home, even if you live in a newer home. Again, it gives you a lot of fun to it. Some other items is, again, tin roofs you can put on there, or good old-fashioned cove ceilings, or run your beams. Those never go out of style. Again, it's a timeless look that always adds a lot of value to your home. A couple other great things to think about when it comes to timeless is your quartz. And again, quartz is now, granite was really big, and that was trending, early 2000s, which is hard to believe that was 20 years ago. But, everybody had to have granite. Everybody wanted granite. Well, they found out granite's not all that. It's you have to reseal it. You have to protect it. You drink wine, you spill it, you're in trouble. Quartz, it's easy, low maintenance, and anything that's low maintenance is for me. I don't know about you, but it's a lot easier to take care of. Quartz has an easy way to clean up. You do an undermount sink. You can just swish the water right into the sink. There's no lip that you have to worry about. It's a great way to look. And what's nice about quartz now is that it comes in a lot of different colors, a lot of different veining. It looks like stone, and it is stone. It's a small crystallized stone, and it is a mix with resin. So it's durability, and yet has a lot of choices for colors and patterns. So that's why a lot of people are going with quartz, but also the maintenance. Low maintenance is the way to go. So that's another option. And again, it's going to be timeless. Another thing in which is really great and is also very economical to do is butcher block. Yeah, butcher block. You think, oh, but you get butcher block, and a lot of people do like butcher blocks just on their island. Again, on their regular cabinetry, they'll use quartz, or they'll do around their sink. Butcher block is really nice because you can do some really beautiful woods mix in there. You get a great variation of color from the woods and the different species of the wood. So you get a lot of different grains to it. Butcher block is a great way to go. Just make sure you oil it every so often. I always say seasonally, just like your seasons. You know, you want to make sure you oil it. There's a couple of different oils you can use to keep it going. So butcher block is a great way to go. Let's see what else. Oh, marble. Okay, you know, like I said, quartz and granite, but marble, you do have to protect it, but marble will never ever go out of style. It's gorgeous. It has a great look to it. It's classic. Marbles always will be in style and never be trending. A couple other things. We talked about metal hoods. Well, hoods are coming back. Those big hoods above the ranges. Those are really making a statement. Matter of fact, I have a couple of kitchens that we're going to be doing that. Our clients actually requested that. So they don't have to be the metal, like I mentioned. Wood, you can also clad them in like reclaim lumber. You can do them in different designs. You can have shape to them. Big hoods are making a statement. Again, it's put it above that range, make it a focal point, make it fun, but they never go out of style. And then another thing is storage. Always need storage, especially now with all the gadgets that you have. You know, if you have your Instapot, you got your mixer, where are you going to put them? You know, where are you going to put all your goodies? So storage will never go out of style. You never can have too much storage. So you might as well plan that ahead to have storage in your kitchen. A couple other things. Let's see. Oh, and cabinetry. Your color cabinetry. White will never go out of style. It's starting to fade out, believe it or not, but white will never go out of style. But also another color that will never go out of style, that won't be trendy, is actually historical colors. So think of your historical palettes in your paint. You won't go wrong. It will be all right. You had some fun, but yet you're not making it boring. So if you use those colors, it would be a great way to go. So that's what I have currently. If you have any questions, I'd love to hear from you. Let me know. I'll be here to answer any questions you have. So please jump in. Well, it doesn't look like anybody wants to talk to me, so I'll still keep going. So right now, also faucets, color faucets. Your black faucets are really big. I don't know if I can reach or you can see it. I'm going to grab one from our showroom. Here at Amber Valley Construction, we have great display cases of faucets and cabinetry and quartz to choose from. So I'm going to grab one and show you what I'm talking about. So for example, this is a beautiful black faucet. Black accents are really becoming a big thing. Not just for kitchens, but in bathrooms. I have a couple of these going into a bathroom with glass shower doors. Also, again, with the kitchens, they're nice with some black pendants lights. Maybe putting a little of that reclaim wood I was talking about. You also might want to put a little, maybe the luxury vinyl planks, which I didn't talk about that earlier, but you know, the luxury vinyls are really low maintenance again. Like I said before, I'm all about low maintenance. I've been using those for several years. You get them in a variety of different colors. You can also get them in different width of planks. They're great for people that have active lives. Let's say if you have kids, you have pets coming in and out of the doorway. Like today, all gray and gloomy, you know, the dog goes out, comes in, brings a little mud, easy, clean up, kids go out, maybe have a pool. people coming and going in and out. Again, a great way to clean. But that's another thing that's trending. But it's because it's a newer product. But I think it's going to be one of those products that's going to be around for quite a while because of the maintenance. It's very low, and it looks like wood, but it isn't. They have beautiful grains. That's another thing. And again, I talked about quartz. Um, Quartz does come in a lot of variety of different variations and colors. I hope you don't mind. I'm going to steal some quartz. Just a moment. So here's some quartz here. If you notice this beautiful veining going through, and here's another one. Again, has a lot of this has a lot of movement and really fun to work with. And if you look, I don't know if you can see, it has a little sparkle. So if you're a little bit of a glam person, that's for you. But those are like some of the quartz. Again, it's all about low maintenance, easy to take care of, beautiful colors. Some other things that I mentioned was, oh, I didn't really mention it. It's their hardware. If you notice behind me, I have some really great hardware. Let me grab those. We have some great colors to work with. As you can see, you have gold. Gold isn't the brass from the 90s. Don't worry about that. If you can tell, it's more sleek, easy to work with. Again, if you notice, you have the black, and you also have the silver. So those are really nice hardware that you can put in your kitchen, and they come in all different shapes, sizes. You know, I'm a type of person, I like to see handles for your drawers and knobs for the doors, because when you pull out a drawer, you want to make sure you can grab the drawer and pull it out smoothly. And also, if the drawer is heavy with a lot of product in there, it will also get a little weight to it, and drawers make it, handles make it much more smoother to work. Again, if anybody has any questions, please reach out, talk to me. I'd be glad to answer any questions. If you have any questions about what's trendy or what's timeless in your kitchen design, it'd be great to know. I would love to hear from you. Now keep in mind, if you do have any questions, you can always reach me at joy@ambervalleyconstruction.com, and we can answer through that, and we'd love to work with you on your projects ahead. We do a lot here, not just kitchens, bath, you name it, we can do it for you. Another timeless product that, again, will never go out of style is having, oh, sorry, I just went blank, is making sure you have plenty of counter space. So a lot of times you'll see like cabinets from the counter up, and that takes up room, or some people want to put that wall cabinet, oven wall. You know, you want to make sure you have room to take whatever you want out of your oven and put it next to your, you have a place to land that hot dish. So you want to make sure you have plenty of cabinet counter space to work off of, and some place where you can do your cooking work, you know. Who knows, put a little baby up there while you're doing the dishes. So a lot of counter space will never go out of style. It's also great for resale value, so that's something to think about. So again, if you have any questions, please reach out. I'll be glad to answer them. A lot of the kitchens nowadays, and especially right now, currently, because they're saying that they want to not so much have open spaces anymore. It's one of those things. Oh, hi, Mike. I'm sorry, I'm reading here. You covered. Do you have idea about? Yes. So the kitchen should be what's called a triangle, a workable triangle. So you don't want to be able to walk a long ways, or you want a nice flow. So your sink is in one area, your refrigerator is another, and then I think you had another question here, in your range. So it's what's called a working triangle. So it's not very far you have to reach. from one to the other. It because you don't want to be at one end of the kitchen and then you have a hot pot or some water and you got to reach way over here. Um, with that in mind, if you have a big pot, don't forget you can put a pot filler at your range. And you think, what? It's basically like a faucet that has a swing arm and it allows you to fill in your pot with water. And again, you're not carrying a big pot of water and across the room, especially if it's easier if you're like cooking something like corn or lobster. You don't want that big pot. I hope that answers your question, Mike. Thanks for asking. Again, if you have any other questions, I'll be glad to answer them for you. Let's see, what else can we talk about? Oh, like I said, with the pot fillers, I have people asking for those. Let's see. I hope you guys have caught some of the other shows that have been going on. Too bad we can't meet in person and see all your great faces. But times are weird, but at least we're out there giving you great information, educating you with some important details. I was telling you about open kitchens. So with what's going on, some of the issues have been.
See the question.
Mike, you have another question? Great. How about a couple of things. So a sink in the island's great. It's usually a prep sink. It's a regular sink, but keep in mind usually you have your dishwasher next to it. So you have your sink and it allows you to look out in your room, and which is great. And then it allows you to see what's going on in your home, and you have your sink, and you usually have your dishwasher right next to it. One thing about that is when you have the sink or the dishwasher next to you, then you have to turn around and put your dishes away. Where usually you have your sink, your dishwasher, you might have cabinets right there. You know how when you pull them out of the dishwasher, they're still a little wet, no matter how nice of a dishwasher you have. So you're kind of dripping some water. Same thing with a range. Now with a range, a cooktop or a slide-in, your range, you have to be careful. You want to make sure you have enough distance between where the range is and the end of the island, because you don't want the range right up close, especially if someone, you have an island, they're going to hang out at the island, and you don't want any burnt little fingers or, again, splatter, depending on what's on the other side. So island allows you to be part of a group while you're cooking, and it's great for if you have a smaller kitchen because you're losing a wall, basically. So that's something to think about. Let's see. But, it allows you to be still involved with what's going on in your home. But preferably, I don't know, some people are okay. Having a big counter space, I think, is great to work with, not so much a stove. But if you have kids and you want to be cooking and you want to look over and see what's going on, those are advantages of having either the range or the sink. So that's something to think. But thanks for asking, Mike. Great question. You also can put a sink in an island for a prep sink. And you think, oh, what? So let's say you have your refrigerator, you grab some vegetables, you want to rinse it out. Rinse out your vegetables, set them aside. Or if you have cocktails, you want to set up a bar and have some cocktails. You have the sink right there for your mixes. So a prep sink isn't a bad thing. You could do that too. And you can also put a butcher block there. So you don't have to have, you can have quartz like part of it and then put a butcher block at another end. So again, it's all about prepping if you need that prep space. Any other questions? I'll be glad to answer them. So some of the other things you could see kind of trending is in kitchens. And quite often trending because there might be, like I mentioned earlier, new product that's out there, how you make your space more workable. And right now it's home, a lot about, what do I want to say, electronics. Oh, we have another question, so let's see. Something I did a huge impact. Um, in design, perhaps. I have worked with a couple of people that unfortunately had some house fires and had a hard time going back in the home. And told them it was a great way to rethink as a new beginning, new start, move forward. With that in mind, it was kind of hard, when you go through a tragedy like that, when a house fire, and you lose everything, you're like, oh, where do I start? Where do I start? Well, it's a good thing because you're starting new again, like the phoenix. You're rising above the flames, and you're moving into what will be your new home. So I think that was really helpful, especially certain circumstances. Oh, this lady lost her husband in a fire. She wouldn't come in the house, and I made her talk about her home and not really what happened in the home, but how she wanted to see her home come about. So that was really a good positive thing. Any other questions, please reach out. That's what we're here for. Let's see. What else were we going to talk about? Oh, I keep getting off the subject, but recently in articles, because of the pandemic, they're talking about homes aren't going to be open. They want more isolated spaces, even in the kitchen. They can control the environment. So you might start seeing kitchens or homes designed with it back in the day, again, more isolated spaces, and people keeping more to themselves or kind of separating, having a flow in a home, but not so many open or removing walls. That's what they're saying nowadays. I don't know if that's really going to happen. People like having the open kitchens. People like entertaining because, again, it's open to the living room, dining room. Where do you hang out? In the kitchen when someone's getting ready. If you have a party, as the cook, you don't want to miss anything, or the hostess or hostess. Um, you don't want to miss your guest and be a part of that conversation. So I don't see really the closed off kitchen being coming back so much. Maybe a little bit of a separation, a little bit. Could be a simple, the island, but it could be, I don't know, maybe a screen. I don't know. I have to think about that one. Um, are any of you out there thinking about redoing your kitchen soon? Are you thinking, what should I do next? What's going to look good? How is this going to affect my home? Is it going to add value? Kitchen design always adds value to your home. So if it's your home for right now, or if it's your forever home, think about that. If you are only going to be there for a few years, and you got in the market when it's really nice, good pricing. Right now, of course, the market's crazy. You're only going to add value. Let's see. Let's see. Just please ask questions. I hope you guys, again, stay tuned for some other shows. Derek from Amber Valley Construction will be on here shortly. He has a wonderful topic. You'll love him. He's great. He very knowledgeable. So please stay tuned for that. And let's see what else we got going on. Timeless or trending. Think about also trending. Making room for your plants. If you want to be growing more of your own plants, your own herbs, having a shelf like in a window, that's great because that will allow you to have light. You can simply pick off your herbs and put them in your food while you're cooking. That's something really, really nice. What else we got going on here? Trying to think. Please, if anybody has any questions, reach out, ask them. I'm here for that. Let's see. Thank you. We only have a few more minutes, so please drop in. Come on, don't be shy. Ask questions. Again, if you have questions to think about later on, reach out, joy@ambervalleyconstruction.com. I'll be glad to answer them. If you're working on a project, time for a change, please reach out to us. We'll be glad to help you with your projects. We want to make sure you love your home, and that's what our job is make your home. What else do we got going on here? Like I said about the hardware, again, you can mix metals. Bright colors are coming in, that's the thing. People want to have some fun. The grays are slowly moving out. I know it's hard to say, but grays are moving out, and like mint green or greens, different greens, that dark hunter green for your cabinets are really big. Trends right now that are really bad ideas. Currently not horrible. Right now the trends are pretty good. There's not some really craziness going on. Biggest mistake you could go do right now. Doing a lot of color. I mean, like I said, color is really big, but a lot of variety of mixing and matching and all that. Keeping it, doing, let's see, I'm trying to think right now. A lot of the trends are really good. Keeping your tile, if you're going to do a tile backsplash, make sure it's, especially if you're going to resell, make sure it's kind of neutral. You don't want some bold like purple or something like that. You want to have some fun to it. So those, I would say, right now is not the best. Biggest mistakes. I'm trying to think what else. Most people are, they're pretty educated. They kind of have an idea. Make sure you have again, like plenty of counter space. You don't want to overload with too much. Let's see. Don't go with too trendy of a color. Like rose gold was really big, kind of fading out. You could see those in, you kind of saw that in fixtures, but that was a short-lived. So, any other questions? We have a minute left, so please reach out. Well, again, if you have any you think about, please reach out. I'll be glad to answer them for you. Well, thank you, Caroline. I hope everybody has a good evening. Please stay tuned for Derek Anderson from Amber Valley Construction. He knows his stuff, let me tell you. And he's a great guy to listen to. So I hope you all have a good evening and stay safe, especially with this crazy weather coming up this weekend. Next year, we'll see in person and we'll have some good conversations. So again, please reach out to us and we'll be glad to help you out. Thank you. Bye.